Just a quick one before we get into today's video, guys. We have got a lot of Liverpool t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or go into copiclothing.com. Let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. Before we do get into today's video, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Liverpool fans will be waking up on this Sunday morning with a smile on their face as the club beat Nottingham Forest 3-2 to register back-to-back wins in the Premier League for what feels like the first time in a really long time. Liverpool are now up to 7th in the league table, currently 1 point behind Aston Villa, and starting to chase down the pack with regards to the Champions League. So hopefully Liverpool can follow that up next week with another win, and in these last remaining games can try and make a late charge towards those Champions League spots. I will be going into more in depth of the game later on in today's video, so do stay tuned for that. But today we're going to be discussing a bit of transfer news for you. We know this summer is going to be very pivotal for Liverpool Football Club with regards to incomings and outgoings. We've had snippets of information over the last week, really, of players that have been linked to the football club, players that could leave. But all we already know is there's going to be a lot of movement on both sides. The players that have been regulars over the last few years, Bobby, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Keita, their contracts all run out. There's a question mark over James Milner. He could leave the football club as well. And then, of course, news came out last week that Fabio Carvalho could be sold or put on loan. Kelleher could leave as well. So there is going to be a lot of movement with regards to the outgoings, but equally is an exciting time as they're going to be from fresh faces coming through the door at Liverpool. Look, we already know last week we got the information, or 2 weeks ago now, that we got the information that Liverpool were not going to be pursuing Jude Bellingham, but would be going after 3 to 4 midfielders. There's also been more news coming out. The club are going for a centre-back, a wing-back, and maybe another forward as well. So as I say, already there's 7 to 8 players that will be joining the football club. Since the news broke on Jude Bellingham, there's been a lot of midfielders being linked to the club, and we've seen names like Barella, Alexis McAllister, Moises Caicedo, just to name a few. But today, the more prominent one, the one that's been linked to the football club very, very strongly, is, of course, Ryan Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch joined Bayern Munich last season from Ajax Amsterdam, but is sort of having a torrid time at the football club. Has only played 700 minutes for the German champions, 4 of those being starts. So as I say, he's not having the best of times in Bavaria, despite the club in really, really poor form. News broke that Liverpool were going to be interested in him, and the fact they were very confident that they could get a deal over the line. There has been a long-standing interest from the Liverpool recruitment staff in Ryan Gravenberch, and Liverpool were one of the sides trying to make a move for him last summer, but obviously opted to join Bayern Munich. As I say, the Dutchman is said to be valued at around £25 million, but since reports on Liverpool interest broke on Merseyside, there have been claims in Germany that Bayern will not sell. Apparently, Bayern want to keep on to Ryan Gravenberch and do see him as a part of the future, but the story is that Liverpool are still very confident and will pursue for a deal anyway to take Gravenberch to Merseyside. Those have largely come from Sky Germany, those reports, with sources in England suggesting that the Bundesliga club's public stance is that they don't wish to part ways. This may just be simply posturing and trying to get his price up. That this sort of stuff happens, but he's not being played, so I don't see why they would be too fussed anyway. However, a Liverpool correspondent has provided an update with regards to this Bayern stance and Liverpool's stance on the situation, and has basically said that, Liverpool are not put off by Bayern's no-sale approach and are confident and are determined to try and test their resolve. He wrote, basically, Liverpool are determined to test Bayern's resolve as they're keen to sign the player who has been long admired by the recruitment staff. He also added sources close to the Liverpool have described Gravenberch as the right age, profile, standard and potential they're looking for in their midfield signings in the summer. Gravenberch, of course, does not turn 21 until May and is already a senior Netherlands international who has played 103 times for Ajax and then, of course, 27 times for Bayern, with 20 appearances in the Champions League. If you don't know much about Ryan Gravenberch, he's a dynamic ball-carrying midfielder. He would certainly suit the style required for Jurgen Klopp's midfield, while a £25 million fee would not be that bad. It's pretty cheap for that sort of calibre of player. Lynch, the Liverpool correspondent, went on a bit further in his reports and explained that Liverpool are aware of the reports that Bayern see no chance of selling the player, but plan to make a move if they are given any encouragement. They're still going to go after him regardless and do want him in before the pre-season. So this story could move fairly quickly if Liverpool are going to sign Gravenberch this summer. From the player's perspective, that assurance seems to have already been made, with widespread sources indicating that he is open to leaving Munich to seek a more regular role. It is the desire that Liverpool hope to leverage in order to get him out of the Allianz Arena this summer, Lynch has said. Of course, it may not be straightforward as hoped, even if Bayern relent on their stance, with Arsenal among other clubs interested. So as I say, Gravenberch is a player that is attracting interest throughout Europe, but Liverpool certainly the favourites to land him and are the team that are going to be testing Bayern's resolve despite their no sale stance. It's an interesting one. This one doesn't also matter in terms of Champions League football, in terms of it's unknown whether Liverpool are going to be getting Champions League football for next season. I hope obviously we can make a push for it and hopefully teams around us drop points, but there's a lot of ground to make up. But it is said Gravenberch is a player that will still join Liverpool regardless of Champions League. But we're starting to see the players come through. Liverpool are obviously really keen on him. One, the price is right, of course. His age is right. He certainly suits suits Klopp's style of play. And he's a player that Liverpool went to go and sign last summer, but obviously Bayern beat him. So there has been long-standing interest then there, and I do think this is a real story, especially with David Lynch reporting that as well. But it could be an exciting one. Just over the last few days, I'm still seeing the players that could make up Liverpool's midfield. I reported to you about Alexis McAllister yesterday. Fabrizio Romano said that Liverpool and Manchester United will battle it out for him as well. So it is starting to sort of come together. We're starting to see the sort of players, and already I do think Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister are going to be two additions this summer, just because of the price, I think, as well, and they certainly suit Klopp's style of play. But Liverpool fans, what do you make on the news that Liverpool are going to pursue Ryan Gravenberch despite Bayern's no sale stance? And do you think he is the right fit for this team? Is he a player you would like to see in a red jersey come the summer transfer window? That brings us to the end of today's update video, guys. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Remember, we do have some Liverpool t-shirts available on our website, so do shop the collection by going down into the link in the description or going to klopp@clothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.